he's not.
No.
So guys, you all think that USA is a force for, is not a force for good in this world?
No, it's not. No.
No,
Okay.
not the U.S. government, not the U.S. military-industrial complex.
No.
Certainly.
And
No,
you
absolutely
are
not.
leftist, obviously, something like that. You are radical leftist.
We're not leftist. Actually, I'm not a leftist at all.
Neo-Marxist or
leftist.
something like that? No.
No.
I'm a leftist. I'm a leftist. Yeah, but
You can talk to him if you'd like.
These are reductive terminologies.
Yeah, what I would like to say is that we see an anti-Western prejudice and assault, intellectual assault and physical assault by Islamists and neo-Marxists, and as we call the unholy alliance of the.
Yo,
Okay.
brother, you're like 3 years behind in the propaganda war.
There is no
like,
propaganda.
He still believes in the anti-Muslim propaganda.
Yeah,
it's really
you're citing talking points that are being kind of like relegated to the waste.
What I just said is undeniable by simple fact of reality. Undeniable. Nobody can.
What's undeniable? What's
that
undeniable?
there is an anti-Western crusade, let's say, prejudice, ideological assault, physical assault, all this kind of stuff.
Okay, so what drove that? Yeah. So what drove that?
Okay, so there is. So wait just a moment. So now you agree that there is, in fact, a radical leftist unholy alliance.
No, I don't agree. I just want to know what drove it.
Wait. This guy's talking a bunch of nonsense, right?
Yes.
You can't just glaze over these crazy things he's saying because he's like, oh, you agree. But like, so like, what are you saying? An unholy alliance.
Yes. Of the radical left with
the radical left, which is what exactly?
Neo-Marxist, the Marxist Son, who are ideologically they are predisposed to be against the West, okay, and Islamists who again are ideologically predisposed to be against the West, and both these groups, although they don't align on how they see the future, but they align in their hatred against the West.
But dude, you're basically conflating media talking points with reality.
No.
It's not actually you're not actually describing reality. Like
Okay, so hold on. Let me cut him off.
But Marxism has nothing to do with Islam. I'll just say that, and you go ahead. Marxism has nothing to do with Islam. Anyone who's a real Marxist is not a fan of Islam.
And yet, I will tell you why they, as I said, they align. They first of all they align that the way they see the world, they see the world evil and they want to radically change it. So they don't align in how they see the future, or their utopic worldview, but they align with their hatred against the current establishment, the current state of the world. They both.
As long as you attempt to view the geopolitical world in terms of generalities and tribalism, you will never understand what's actually happening in the world. Do you think the people who are pulling levers, like the people who actually have power and are pulling geopolitical levers, they only use this type of terminology to confuse people like you. Like what's really happening is that they're like each day there are policy decisions, there are corporate decisions that are being made to disenfranchise like people who are the common people.
Yeah, the average Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't look at these decisions case by case with an intellectual critical eye and create different policy,
yes,
then nothing will ever change. If the world's full of people like you who view it like that, and look at your age, by the way, that's how we got to where we are now, because people like you are so stuck in that paradigm that the world's in a fucking deadlock.
Okay, so let me respond to that. Okay, I will counter what you just said, and I will claim that you neo-Marxist leftists explain the world in a naive Marxist type of stupidity, and you don't include ideology. You think you divide the world in a.
What?
Wait just a moment. So let me respond. So you
I'll let him
divide.
finish and then we'll reply. Go
So
ahead.
you divide the
No,
world
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Here.
in
Just let him finish and then you
in a stupid binary of oppressors and oppressed. Okay, so I will claim your type of thinking is naive.
That's not Marxism.
Okay, so my type of thinking, sir, I include ideologies. I have critical thinking and I see the world as it is.
Oh, do you?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
What you are
All
doing,
you're doing
sir,
is speaking in generalities,
okay,
bro. You haven't
so
displayed
explain.
any critical thinking.
Okay, do you wanna go on a certain okay, one second, guys, both of you.
Yeah, let this
You guys
other
wanna
guy
go into
talk.
a certain topic? You wanna bring up something specific and we can go over maybe why you're
Yeah, let's
wrong?
do it.
Okay.
Let's do that because we're just talking generally right now.
Okay.
And it's kind of
Yeah.
boring and it's not really
Okay.
getting anywhere. So
You
Okay.
keep giving this guy the mic, and he's just like, "You're a Marxist, and you think that this is the Marx."
Yeah.
But that's really, you don't actually have no idea what Marxism
From
is.
the
For example,
two of
let's talk
us, you
about-
insulted me. I didn't insulted you. I
Well,
made a
let's talk
general
about-
statement. So okay, so
Let's talk about how
forget
what
now
Marxism actually is.
Okay, sir. From the two of us, you started insulting my. You called me old. You said that I'm a naive.
You are
or
old.
all this guy. Okay, but okay.
Is that an insult?
No, no.
No, dude. I mean,
Old?
listen. It's not really an insult. It's just reality. Okay, we're not trying to be mean. We're not. You are old and you have point of views that were dating back like 3 or 4 years.
Okay, but
okay?
I am
So it's not
responding.
really an
You're
insult.
like, you must live in a country.
Okay,
where
so
the
don't
news
cry.
cycle is
Don't
like
cry
a
when
few
you
years
say.
behind the United
Yes.
States.
Okay. So if that is the case, then don't cry, claiming that I am confrontational. When in fact you was
This guy's
you attacked
complaint
me.
was that the
Okay, so
conversation was just
okay,
about
so
nothing.
let's move on. So my question is the Palestinian struggle on its core, because everything is obviously has many dimensions, but I'm claiming on its core a human rights issue, a national liberation issue, or a jihad, an Islamic jihad.
It's a national liberation issue because Israel doesn't.
Yeah,
because
national
Israel doesn't
liberation.
have. Let me finish. Because Israel doesn't have the right to exist anyway. So there you go.
Okay, so that's okay. I totally disagree with that, and I believe that you don't know about this issue. Okay, so
do you know what the Balfour Declaration is?
I know everything about that. All about that.
All right. So so obviously this current event in Palestine is not happening in a vacuum, right? Like, where do you think this so-called jihad arose from?
I will tell you. So the main players behind the Palestinian struggle are the Muslim Brotherhood, groups like Muslim Brotherhood type of groups, and you will respond and you will say where I'm wrong, and the Islamic Revolution of Iran. Those are the main players behind the Palestinian struggle. Okay, so let me conclude.
I'll let him arbitrary. Just let him finish. I'll let him give his piece, and then we can debunk it after. But let's just let him finish. Okay, let's do it. All right.
Okay,
sure.
So
go ahead.
I claim that these are the main players, and those are the definition of Islamists. The human rights activists are in the West. Okay, so they are not the players that organize, the 710. They are not giving the weapons to Hamas. Those are the type of human rights activists are leftists in the West, and the national liberation or the patriots types are 5 people, the ambassador of Palestine in the UN and another 4 people. So my claim is that the main players behind the Palestinian struggle are Islamists. Please.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
So you think the Palestinians or you think Hamas is fighting Israel because of Islamism?
Certainly. And let me give
really. It's not because Israel occupied the fuck out of their land. It's
their land. Okay.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. Like the guy that was talking about Islamism. Like, can you explain to us what exactly is Islamism?
Yeah,
Islamist
question.
Islamist is the political dimension of Islam, which is inherent in the ideology. Islam is a political ideology like communism, Nazism. Okay, Islamist is the political dimension of Islam, the Islamic way of life, a totalitarian way of life that includes obviously politics, and and they are traditionalists. They want to bring the world in a kind. Okay.
Were these
Can I
people
ask you
were these
something?
Islamists in power in Iran before the U.S. performed a coup in Iran? Like what led to these so-called Islamists like inundating all of these power vacuums in the Middle East? Could
Okay,
it have
but
been
wait a minute.
destabilization? Could it have been war? Like, weren't there multiple civil wars in Syria that were literally funded by the United States and the CIA covertly?
Okay.
In
So
Operation Fell Sycamore.
There is something I want to add. Even the Palestinian issue, initially it wasn't actually a Islamic cause. It was a national cause, and to the degree you can actually find flags, literally flags of crosses and crescent at the same, in the same flag.
The idea.
I mean, it's really important.
Wait just a moment.
It's really important to mention
if someone
that.
came to your home and tried to kick you out and kick your
That's
kids
not
out
Black
of your
woman
home,
is speaking.
would you just lay on your back like a dog and tell them, "Oh yeah, please take my home"?
No, I won't do that. But everything you said is simply misrepresenting history. Okay, so let's start with the first claim. So it is true that the first Arab-Israeli war was because of national reasons. Nasser was a pan-Arabic nationalism. Okay, so that is true. So Arabs attacked then Israel to genocide it by their own admission.
That's crazy. Okay. Wow, that's such a lie.
Israel was created.
Such a lie.
Okay, just Google it. So if you don't know the history, please. Okay.
You don't know the history. So there is one. I'll tell you guys. Please give me a second with Socrates.
Okay, Google it.
Just a second for 1948. Okay, so I want to tell you the expulsion of the Palestinians happened in 1947. Okay, a full year before the Arab coalition entered into Israel. That's number one. Number two, Israel had a deal with Trans-Palestine about the West Bank and its control. So there was never really a danger of the Transjordan to invade, Israel in an extermination war. Okay, so that there was no problem from Jordan about some extermination you talk about. The only extermination thing you will be able to quote is literally one inconsequential guy who said something about driving the Jews into the sea. And that's the only evidence you will present. There will never be evidence in form of any war plans, of any deployments, any orders intercepted, anything. The only thing you will be able to provide is this one guy saying it.
Yes, because do you deny that 5 Arab countries attacked Israel the day it was formed? Do you deny that?
I deny it was extermination war. I deny that.
Shit, dude, they were trying to form a foreign sphere of influence right in the middle of their land. Like,
wait just a moment, guys.
What do you think?
Okay, so but you need to let me respond. So
it was not an extermination war. It was not extermination war.
According to their own statements, it was an extermination war.
No, there's one statement of one politician. Okay. You can point it to, and that's it.
Okay, so
you will never show me a battle plan of Egyptian army that shows an arrow into Tel Aviv.
Okay.
That you will never show me an order given to a Jordanian general saying, "You guys push them to the sea." Okay. You will never show me any real evidence.
I will show you now the real evidence. Okay.
Yeah. Please do.
Evidence.
Bro, this guy's literally he's parroting the Netanyahu talking point that U.S. leftists are like working with Israeli.
Crazy. And it's also crazy to say
like I just want to finish this out because this talking point is actually meant to inculcate civil war and the loss of human rights in the United States, because the Israelis, they want United States citizens to believe that leftists are essentially equivalent to extremist Muslim
leftists
terrorists. They're trying to like create a war essentially. These people, the Israeli
you created the
Jews,
war.
are the most evil,
you attacked.
heinous,
No,
disgusting human
what if I
on the planet.
wait just a moment,
they
sir.
will end up paying for their actions.
No, you will pay for your actions, sir, because you attacked the
Jews are heinous demons.
Okay, so
wait
just a moment. Wait just a moment, because you keep talking and you are not letting me anything. Wait just a moment. Okay, so wait just a moment. First of all, you leftists attack the West. Islamists attack the birthplace of Jesus and Judaism and Christianity. You leftists align with Islamists and attack the West. You burn American flags. You are in the streets. Okay, don't play the victim. You attack the West. You are the traitors.
Do you know where Jesus was born? Do you know where Jesus was born?
In Israel, he was born.
In Bethlehem.
In Israel was born.
Look what Israel did to Bethlehem. Look what Israel did to
Bethlehem. You attack.
And then tell me.
You attack.
Then tell me.
They did you very well.
To the birthplace
Israel is eliminating the jihad.
What Israel doing in Bethlehem.
Israel is eliminating the terrorists.
In Bethlehem.
You want to conquer Israel is eliminating the terrorists.
Dude.
Israel is eliminating the terrorists who attack to conquer the birthplace of Jesus. You get that?
No, you attack villages.
Okay.
You attack villages.
People
and let them live in
Jihadi, you will take the dick from here to Mecca. Okay, you will take Iran. Okay, you attack to conquer the birthplace of Jesus. It's like me attacking Mecca. Okay,
that's what Israel do.
Okay, you will be fucked the way you deserve.
Who built the wall?
You are always the victims and only you attack.
Who did that?
Look, bro. Look,
only Israel.
The US,
you fucking jihadi. You better back up now because the defending will be over. At the end, we will put the cross on the Kaaba. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jihadi, you better back up now that you still have something to defend. Okay,
guys, relax. Yo, you know what the public support for Israel in the U.S. is like right now?
The historic law. We're getting rid of the alliance.
Yeah.
The only thing they can do right now is to blackmail a bunch of boomers to integrate our militaries, and that's the only thing they can do now.
What happens when the
we are finished
supporting Israel?
No, the US is supporting Israel because we are, unlike you neo-Marxist traitors, the West is with the Western civilization. Unlike you traitors. No, you are a traitor. You are a neo-Marxist traitor. You hate. You already admitted that USA is a force. You already admitted. You said that USA is not a force for good in this world. You fucking traitor. Now shut the fuck up. You already admitted that. You already admitted that you are a traitor.
The U.S. military-industrial complex is certainly not a force for good.
Yes. Okay. So you are an anti-USA.
Even as far back as Dwight D. Eisenhower, in his farewell address, who was a 3-star general in the United States Army, would agree with me 100% because I have derived part of my opinion from his farewell address. That's true Americana. You little Jew rats fighting your wars in the Middle East. That's not true Americana. That's fucking demon religion. That's blood sacrifice, demon war religion. You're trying to bring back your Messiah. You're trying to build the second temple, third temple. You want the world to end. You're eschatological fanatics, and you deserve what's coming to you. When the U.S.
So let me respond to that. So we have the Israel that is a secular. Look, hear these people. Wait just a moment. We have Israel that is a secular democracy. Most Israeli are totally westernized. Most are atheists. And now this I will not characterize
Israel
you.
won't exist
This
in
guy,
10 years.
okay, so wait just a moment. This guy says, from the comparison of Iran and Palestine, who are the definition of theocrats, and Israel is a theocrat. Is that what you're saying?
Israel is theocratic.
No, it's not.
Zionism is theocratic.
You literally in Israel.
But you are right. You are right. Socrates, you are right. Most of the people are westernized and atheistic. You are right about this. But it doesn't mean anything because the higher the elites are eschatologically aligned for this Messiah.
Guys, if we are to debate,
end of the world.
Okay, if we are to debate, if everyone says everything without backing up his claim, then this is not a debate. Everyone just says his opinion. So now, sir, now I will ask you a direct, the Wanderer, if I may, sir, and I will let you. Okay, the Wanderer, I will ask you a direct question now. From Israel and Iran, let's say, who is more religious and theocratic? Please tell me.
Israel.
Okay. At this point, what you have just said is so outrageous that you might as well leave the conversation. I mean, how can we debate after that? You don't know anything, in other words. Israel is a secular.
It is, brother.
Israel is a
class of Jews who don't work and are paid by the government to study the Torah.
No, I think it's theocratic above.
They're fucking it's a tough comparison, but the cabinet in Israel is expressly like
Israel is like a European country. What are you talking about? Israel is like a European country. If you say Italy, France,
bullshit. How can he say this shit?
Fucking lying.
That it's like a European country. That's such a dirty lie.
Disgusting.
Such a dirty lie.
Disgusting.
Guys,
you are totally
crazy. That's crazy. And as Socrates, I'm gonna tell you one thing. How does one become a Muslim? How does one become a Muslim? He says a sentence exactly. How does one become a Jew?
You cannot become a Jew. You need to
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys
exactly.
Are dirty rats.
So what society is geared? What society is geared towards,
guys,
because racism,
you don't believe me.
Religious.
Okay, so let's ask ChatGPT.
The one that accepts everyone, or the one when you cannot become?
Okay,
isn't that crazy?
Guys,
that's a good question. Because I could walk into a Muslim community right now, and become a Muslim, right now.
Okay, so that's a negative argument for your case.
You cannot become a Jew. The Jews will tell you this.
This is irrelevant.
Like
what are you?
The basis of his ideology is based on
its basis of it, because you guys think you are the best. Your blood is sacred. You are the ultimate racist of all the religions.
Ultimate racist.
Guys, so let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, Grog, I have here Grog. Is Israel a theocracy or a secular democracy? Wait just a moment, because you know.
Oh
everything.
My God, that's so
Wait.
Bro. This is hilarious. This is hilarious.
You tell me what question should I put? What question should I put?
Ask. No, I want you to ask.
Ben Gavir and Netanyahu.
No. Ask. How many people live in Israel-controlled territories and don't have a right to vote? Ask that. And then ask about any European country and ask the same question. Okay, but first ask how many people live in Israel who don't have a right to vote. We call this taxation without representation.
I will ask
so how many people? How many people?
So let's first
2 million?
Yes, wait
3 million?
Sir.
Wow.
Guy, my dear sir, because we cannot debate. If I will do what you ask exactly. So, but let's finish the first thing. So the ChatGPT says Israel is a secular parliamentary democracy, not a theocracy. Okay, so I was right. According to ChatGPT, maybe the ChatGPT is also wrong.
Dude,
okay,
we all
now
know that Israel is classified in that way.
Okay,
like through a geopolitical, like politically correct lens.
We
But
don't
what
even
we're
we don't
saying
even
is
dispute
if
that.
you look at the leadership in Israel, they are very extremist theocrats. They believe in accelerationist,
that's not true.
eschatological theories.
That's anyway,
That's insane.
Okay. So
Accelerating the
okay.
Messiah.
So let's go to your question now. So you say how many of Israelis cannot vote or Palestinians cannot vote? Because every Israeli can vote, even the Arab Israelis.
I asked how many people live inside of Israeli controlled territory and
Yes,
they cannot vote. In other words, they have to pay taxes, but they cannot vote their representatives. How many people is that?
Palestinians doesn't pay tax to Israel. They are another country. What are you talking about? It's like asking why Turks don't vote in Greece. Because they are Turks. They are not part of Israel. Palestinians are not part of Israel. Why should they vote?
People who live in Bethlehem,
they are,
and they cannot vote.
Yes, because they are not Israelis.
They're in Palestine, right?
Because they are not Israelis.
Who are they?
I thought Palestine.
They live under Israeli military occupation law.
You know why it's occupied? Just a second. Okay. You know why it's occupied?
Yeah, because of a British treaty that was penned against
because the
will of the League of
attacked
Nations
the Israelis after they gave the land back in 67.
Land back?
I don't even know the history.
Back to who? Back to these European fucking settlers who've been living 500 years in Poland?
How do you think
Muslims
came there in the first place? Muslims pillaged the whole entire place. How do you think they came in the first place? Are you insane?
You are insane if you think that Israel was given back to Jews. That's insane to say.
How did the Jews get the land? Okay, can you tell me how
the Jews only had a kingdom for like fucking
two kingdoms,
2 dynasties.
Palestine never had anything.
The Jews get the land?
David
I'll tell you. They instigated the first
of all time.
Whatever.
Okay, go on.
Whatever.
So what did the evil colonizers did to get the land? Can you tell me?
They don't know the history. Nothing.
They intervened in the Egyptian Ottoman Empire conflict.
What?
At least do you know
so there was a conflict between Egypt. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so
how did the go on.
So this is from ChatGPT. The 1967 war, known as the Six-Day War, was not initiated by a Palestinian attack.
That is
bullshit. Oh no, that was Israel.
Right?
We are not talking about this.
When Israel
Why are we talking about 67 now? We jumping around.
This was your original point that the guy brought up when he came in here about
who started the war.
Why Palestine?
Israel.
In apartheid.
Israel started
the 1967.
Israel launched a preemptive airstrike against Egypt and Syria.
You know why?
What is preemptive strike is the first strike. They start the war. That's what it means. And I know why. Because I could
give you quotes from
the blockade,
Arab leaders
the blockade of the Suez
Channel.
They don't know the history.
The blockade of the Suez Channel doesn't constitute.
In Jordan, you literally had the airplanes settled to attack Israel.
Yes, not only that.
Air movements.
No. Not only that. Americans have said many times to Israelis. Many times they said, "This is not a war. They are not going to. They are not going to war. They are not going to war with you. Do not do anything." This is what Americans said to Israel many times. It was obvious. The Egyptian during the crisis, the height of the crisis, Americans have sent to Israel many messages about that this is the Arabs are not planning offensive.
Okay, so that's absolute nonsense. Let me respond to this nonsense. Okay, so let me. Why Israel made this preemptive attack? Everyone agrees that this was a defensive war. Let me explain why.
That's not true.
Okay, so
if you want to say it's a defensive war, then you got to trace back to the Nakba.
Okay, so wait just a moment.
That's the first defensive action.
Okay, so no. Why you are going to? We are talking about this specific. Don't jump to other things.
No. Okay,
so guys,
we don't have to go to Nakba. We don't have to go to Nakba. Let's just talk about 67 as isolated incident, and we will prove that Israel was the aggressor.
Okay, let's prove. Okay, guys, let's debate the 6-day war. Was Israel the aggressor or not? That is the question that we are answering now. Okay, now let's give the evidence. Cool. Okay, now let me give the evidence.
Can we first define first things? Let's define what does it mean to wage a legal war, right? According to international law. So you can wage a war only in defense, right? Only in defense when there is a credible and almost certain chance that you are going to be under attack, right? Is that the definition? Can we actually find the actual definition? I think it's pretty much like this. So that's the only legal way to wage a war, right? It's like the or you can wage a war if you have the mandate of the United Nations. Those are two only ways to do a war. Either you defend yourself or you have permission from the United Nations. This is only two. So we know Israel has no permission from the United Nations to attack Egypt. So one legal way is off. So now let's prove that they were really under attack and this was the defense.
Okay, so let me prove that. Okay, please give me 1 second and I will prove that. And you will disagree. Okay. Israel was not the aggressor in the conventional sense. It launched a preemptive strike in a war of self-defense against imminent threats. What were those imminent threats? In May 1967, tensions rose sharply. Egypt, under President Nasser, mobilized troops in the Sinai Peninsula, demanded the withdrawal of UN peacekeepers forces let me conclude. From the Egypt-Israel border on May 22-23, closed the Straits of Tiran to Israeli shipping, so it closed the straits.
Yes.
This was a critical choke point for Israeli access to the Red Sea and oil imports, widely regarded as a casus belli act of war. Nasser, let's continue. Nasser signed.
There you have it.
Nasser signed defense pact with Jordan, coordinated with Syria. Arab leaders made public statements about destroying Israel. Jordan placed its forces under Egyptian command, and other Arab states sent troops. Israel faced massed Arab armies on multiple borders. So the Arab armies were going to multiple borders with its small territory and civilian reserve. So the Arab countries took the civilian reserves, put them into the army, the reserves. If you claim that this doesn't fit the definition,
who mobilized? You said Egypt mobilized.
Okay, so just accept that you were wrong about that, and let's continue. It's futile.
No. I'm still listening to.
Give me your counter evidence. Give me your counter evidence. You accept everything I read so far?
Yeah, I accept. So I accept everything you read so far. Nothing of that constitute an imminent danger to Israel. Nothing what you said.
Wait just a moment.
Nothing.
Okay.
Not a single thing. And the highest thing, the highest thing you said was closing the shipping lanes to Israel, which is regarded as the reason to go to war. This is what Israel said. We go to war because they closed the shipping, right? But by international law, closing a shipping lane or a blockade doesn't constitute an imminent attack. And no, it doesn't. And you can now go and look if I'm right.
It's economic warfare. It's different. It's a different category. Or else what the U.S. and China have been engaged in for the past 10 years would have fomented real war more.
It's not even the same
to what you can do.
Blockading a shipping lane or blockading a shipping lane or even boarding the ships on the high seas, right? And seizing those ships like we do to Russia, like America do to Russia, every month. That doesn't constitute a valid casus belli for legal defense war. And this has been adjudicated. We know that you are lying.
Okay, so
We know
so you made a
that
false
blocking
analogy,
shipping
sir.
lane is not illegal.
Sir, if
Yeah, so where is
okay, so let me respond to that, because you are making a false analogy. If
okay? So I
okay,
just want to say
please,
one thing before you go in.
okay,
What you said is they are moving their armies inside their borders.
no,
That's
let's
what is
respond
that?
first to
They
the
are
first
allowed to do
part.
that.
Then we will go to the
They
next.
are signing defensive treaties. Okay, they are allowed to do that. They are closing a shipping lane, which is an act. Okay, it's an act, but it's not an act of imminent, attack. That's not what it is.
Okay, so let me respond to that, because
so what was it? What
okay,
was it?
but
And you started. Israel started with preemptive attack. What is preemptive attack? Definition of preemptive attack is that it's an attack before the other side attacks, which makes it the first attack.
okay,
right?
so let me respond, because
you are-
because
Yeah, like
now you made
let
an
me just
error,
add
sir.
one thing to that. Let me add one thing to that, because before Israel made the preemptive attack, they were presumably also doing a bunch of maneuvering to prepare for war. Presumably, to put themselves in a better position.
they didn't sit. Oh, Israelis didn't sit. Of course, the Egypt moved the army. The Israel moves the army. This is normal thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
the other
so
side could have done the same thing. The other side could have made a preemptive attack.
Wait just a moment, because now what you did, sir, you made the first point, and I'm started responding to the next point, and you said wait just to tell you something else, and you went to other points. So let's
you made a long statement with multiple points.
Let him go.
Okay.
Let him go.
Okay
I want him
to address multiple
Okay.
points in his rebuttal.
Okay,
That's
so
all right.
okay, so let's address first the first point of closing the straits. Okay, if Turkey comes to Greece and this is not closing. This is what the exact analogy is what Germany did to Britain in World War II. That close all the connection of Britain. That is warfare. Okay, so let me tell you what is the difference. USA now doesn't. If USA close all the sea around Russia will attack USA with wait just a minute, with 100% certainty. It's an act of war. If you it's like going even in the classical wars. It's like you go around a castle. How you call this process? How you call this process when armies go around a castle? Siege. So if you close all the access to the outside world, that is not like USA is doing to Russia. That is literally siege, and that is an act of war. Do you accept that?
But this was not it. Because when they closed the shipping lane, that was only about 10% or 15% of Israeli total shipping. So this is not comparable to like a siege. They closed one place, and that's it.
Let's ask ChatGPT whether that was comparable.
Also, the ideal way to resolve that kind of situation is diplomacy.
And but tell you what, the Americans and the Iranians, they both are blockading the Hormuz Channel today. Yes. The Americans and the Iranians.
That's why they are in war. That's why they are in war.
Does that mean does that mean that America is in war with China because they don't let Chinese ships? No, it doesn't.
It's not. You make
because blocking shipping lane doesn't constitute.
Because of an Israeli preemptive strike in Iran.
When the Iran closed the strait, did they just declared war on Vietnam or Indonesia or India or anybody using that strait? No, they didn't.
Okay.
So because closing a shipping lane doesn't constitute, a legal reason to go to war. No, it doesn't.
Why they did that, you think? Because they wanted to go to war?
Because they're trying to prove the point that like Israel is existing
that is absolutely
in their land within their purview. And
you are making you are making arguments, sir. With all due respect, you are making arguments that not even the Egyptians make these arguments. So even they agree that we wanted to go to war. So we are talking about. Nobody denies that. Not even the Egyptians deny that. Everybody knows that. Nobody denies that. We are talking about something that nobody claims. So
this is another point, though. War has been fomenting and brewing in that region, ever since the initiation of World War I, the fall of the Ottoman Empire. Israel's creation led to a lot of unrest, and you trace that back to the Nakba in 1948. If you want to, we were talking about modern. We were talking about modern Israeli aggression against Palestinians, and you're like, oh, it's because of 1967. Well, fuck that then. Let's go back less than 20 years.
Okay, that's a good.
Can we now agree that it was Israel that attacked first?
No, not even Egyptians say that.
Even if you read that Israel did preemptive strike, which literally means striking first.
Yes, but
preemptive strike means first strike.
Okay, why you don't ask Grok?
You are still gonna say that Israel didn't do the first attack.
Okay, guys.
Do you know how many times countries have teetered on the edge of war?
Okay, guys.
Countries have tetered on the edge of war.
Okay, let's go to the second point.
Many times. Have you ever heard of the Cold War?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's go to the. Okay, we exhausted the first point. Let's go to the second point.
Oh,
have you ever heard of the Cold War?
Okay. Stop interrupting. Little kid. Hey, let the man talk.
Okay, yes, will let everyone. Okay, sir.
Who is this?
Guys,
who's this fucking neckbeard in his mom's bathroom?
Guys,
I'm a 36-year-old father.
Clean your fucking room, dude.
Okay,
little kid, shut the fuck up. I'm a 36-year-old father. My 7-year-old daughter is a mathematical Olympic champion.
Bravo.
I have 135 IQ. So shut the fuck up right now, little kid, because if you were in front of me, and I'm a fucking Freemason, man. You wouldn't have a fucking chance. You and your family wouldn't have.
Guys, that is very impressive.
Why is your camera
You just
from the
let this smart
1980s?
man talk, man. Because if you kid were in front of me, you wouldn't tell this to your mom, right? Because I will fucking talk to your fucking parent.
Is this guy another delusional
Have some
Jew?
respect, man. Have some respect.
Guys,
have some manners, and give space other people to talk, or you will get banned from this server. Now, you already expressed it 100 times. He will talk now. The moment you interrupt, I want to take care that you never enter the server again, little kid. Okay?
The gentleman.
By the way, just in case the guy is paraphrasing anyone, I doubt that that's the case, but just in case, he has absolutely no power in the server. He can't ban any of you or do anything to any of you.
I can't, man. Believe me, there's people that...
Guys, please, let's go back to 67. I want to hear the Zionists say that Israel started the war.
Well, if you want to hear it, then shut the fuck up, you too, and hear the smart guy.
He's never going to say it.
Wait.
Respect, man.
The AI,
I don't care if your
Grok
father
AI
didn't
tells
teach you
him
respect.
it was a preemptive attack, and he's still not gonna say.
Guys, let's be civilized.
Must be pussies.
Guys,
that's why you don't have respect.
This guy?
Can we mute this guy actually? If he doesn't shut up.
Mute me, and I will continue my day.
Shut up, bro. That's cheaper. It's cheaper. You shut up.
Guys, let's be.
Don't waste time with little kids, man.
Okay, so
don't waste time with
let's be grown-ups, guys.
Please.
You're a little kid, man.
Guys, let's
shut up.
Okay, guys, let's continue the argument. Guys, let's continue the argument. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So the second point is that Egypt under President Nasser mobilized troops in the Sinai Peninsula, demanded the withdrawal of the UN peacekeeping forces. So look, is this a sign that he's
from where?
From the border, that they were keeping the peace? So he demanded the withdrawal of the
border.
Is this a sign?
Egyptian territory?
Yes. No.
He asked a foreign country to get away from his country. Is that what you're saying is illegal? What do you mean? What do you? Where the United Nations forces, right? Where they were stationed? They were stationed on the Israeli side of the border, or they were stationed on the Egyptian side of the border?
They were neutral.
Which was it?
Arbitrary modicum.
Neutral. Oh, so they were staying on the line. That's what you're saying. There is a border, and they were like staying on the line. What is what you're saying? No, I'm asking you
okay.
where they were.
It's
Egyptian
irrelevant.
side or the Israeli side?
It's irrelevant. Now you are playing stupid
It's not
mental
irrelevant.
games.
Can I jump
It's
in
not
real quick?
irrelevant.
Let me make
It's not
let me
irrelevant.
make a parallel here. See, so a lot of you may be aware of something called the Cold War and the Cuban Missile Crisis. So, you know, what would have happened if like one of the countries involved with the Cold War would have made a preemptive strike? Or like say the US took the Cuban Missile Crisis as an overt act of war and launched their missiles. Right? See, there's plenty of times throughout history where countries are teetering on the brink of war. There are all kinds of posturing. As a matter of fact, the US and Russia built massive nuclear arsenals that could destroy the entire planet. But
preemptive strikes are illegal.
Didn't happen. War didn't happen because nobody actually made a strike.
When a country can do a preemptive strike. And let's see what it says. One more.
I'll tell you. It's only when there's imminent, only when there's imminent and credible, you know, incoming attack. Basically.
Okay, imminent and credible incoming attack. So guys, we don't need to go to hypothetical scenarios because we have all the evidence in front of us. What actually happened? So. My second, what you said, sir, now that taking away the peace, so the UN has an army to keep the peace between the two countries in the middle.
They are invited. They are invited by a country.
Yes, but they are there to keep the peace.
They work. Okay, but they are invited by someone. Who invited them? Egypt. Now they're taking the invitation away. That's the only thing that's happening. This is legal.
Okay, so
this is legal. The United Nations forces has been deployed on the Egyptian side of the border.
Is this a sign? Is this a sign?
They have been invited. They operate there under consent of the Egyptian government. That's how they are there. Otherwise, it would be military occupation, right? Which it was not.
Was there in the first place? Can you answer that?
Yeah, because in 1956, Egypt blocked Israel access to the Red Sea by blocking the Strait of Tyran, and it did the same thing in 1967, and that's the core reason why Israel attacked.
Israel, right?
They invaded Israel long before, but why the UN peacekeeping forces were there? Because they put Israel under a blockade. That's the core reason.
Okay, so the next. Okay, so even that is not enough. Okay, so the next. Arab leaders made public statements about destroying Israel. They said that we are going to attack and destroy Israel. Even that doesn't matter.
Saying things we know doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter to you because your politicians are talking about starving Palestinians, denying them water, and all of that shit. Ben-Gvir, all of that.
Okay, so nothing meets your standards. So what?
Yeah.
So what they need to do?
Talking people on the television doesn't constitute an imminent, credible attack.
Okay,
it doesn't.
What constitutes? Because wait just a moment. Because you read that definition.
What constitutes? Actual
military.
Yes, they had full
being carried out.
Full. And they made exercises. They were mobilizing the troops. They made exercises.
We know that America said to Israel
is not,
they are not going to attack.
Let's
here. Hold on. There's a distinction here.
Let me find the source for that.
Wait, guys. There is a simple question that we should be asking this guy that would obliterate him in a second. So we know that Egypt tried to put Israel under a blockade. So my question to you is a blockade an act of war?
It's not. We've been over that.
It's not.
Okay, so explain to us why a blockade. Why, if someone is trying to blockade you, it's not an act of war. Make you
argue. An act of war is an actual attack. Launched missiles, deployed troops, getting ready to actually attack. That's the distinction. It's not just posturing.
American
ships have not been allowed to go to Britain. American ships have not been allowed to go to Britain since
history, bro.
1914, and America didn't join till
You have no
1970.
idea what they're talking about.
3 years,
You don't know
majority of
basic
First World
history.
War, American ships are blockaded from going to Britain, and there is no war between Germany and America until the last year of the war. Okay, so you don't know your history because American ships have been stopped, interdicted, turned around.
Germany was stopping
boarded.
American ships. You are wrong about that.
Germany was preventing American ships from going to Britain. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And that's why they were in war. They were in war, though.
No, they weren't. They weren't in war for 3 years in the First World War, and they weren't in war for 3 years in the Second World War too.
Okay, so wait just a moment.
They weren't in war.
USA was not in war, but UK was in war with Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they were in war. The UK was blockaded.
UK was, but how do you blockade the country? By turning away the ships. What if the ship has an American flag? Well, you have to turn it around anyway.
Yes,
and what you are saying is that this constitutes a declaration of war, and that is just not true. Because
guys, wait just a moment.
Blockading a shipping lane doesn't enforcing blockade is not an act of war.
Okay, so let me make a statement. Because Israel, USA, and all the military people of the world are not Down syndrome retards, and they debate like woke, liberal, like stupid people. That's why everyone knows, even cats, even dogs, even stones, unless you want to pretend to play dumb, and be like the most naive military in the history of this world. Okay, so you can say with everything, okay, they just block our way. They are not going for war. They just made statements. They are not going to war. They just take out the peacekeepers, but they are not going to war. They just
there is a definition.
How about the reserves?
If you want to have a legal war, you have to defend yourself, or you have to have a mandate from the United Nations.
What you are saying now is woke nonsense. Nobody believes that. Okay, let me give you the other evidence. Egypt was the Arab countries called the reserves of the army. Is that an evidence that they are going to war?
Yeah,
No, it's not. Okay, sir, look, sir, with all due respect. Okay, now you are playing like the, I don't know, how you call this game, broken telephone, or you playing the naive, nihilist philosophy, something like that. But for the regular people of this world, so now you are playing dumb, sir. Okay, so there is nothing, according to you, there is nothing they could have done in order to
because they did attack. They did offensive war. Israel attacked first. They did illegal war.
No.
That's what happened.
It's called preemptive.
That's why we can't find, like, how could they do it? Because the Arabs didn't do anything that would constitute an imminent attack on Israel.
Grok says you are wrong.
We've been talking for a while, and at the beginning I told you the only thing you will be able to provide as evidence is politicians saying stuff. You will never provide evidence.
But I gave you 6
orders,
attack
orders.
Now listen to me, sir.
Generals talking, nothing. You will never provide this.
Okay, so let me respond to that. I already gave you another 6 evidence. Okay, that is not debatable. You don't understand logic.
What evidence? The only thing. The official reason why Israel said they go to war is that because the
sir, if you cannot have the logic to debate, sir, if you don't have the logic to debate, let's not waste time. But already I provide you another 6 evidence. One of them, for example, let me give you one example, is taking away the peacekeepers. That is one extra evidence. Okay, for you it's not.
I told you, this is not an act.
You don't understand logic.
These peacekeepers have been invited by the Egyptian government. They stayed there.
Irrelevant
under
what you say. Irrelevant.
That is very relevant because they just took that permission away, and that's the only thing that happened.
let's first establish what question we are answering. The question is, did Israel had any evidence that the Arab Egypt will attack? That is the question we are answering. And taking out the peacekeepers is in fact evidence that Egypt will attack. Okay, now you are going to then you say extra things like this could not constitute international, irrelevant what you are saying. You are answering another question. You cannot follow the logical argument. You are answering another question. Okay, so that is a second evidence.
So I tell you one thing. So I tell you, and this will be probably the last thing that's gonna destroy you. If you have a ChatGPT there, you should just write this. Okay,
yes.
Ask the ChatGPT. Did America said to Israel